everyone, Tech1421 here. Welcome back to some more MCPVP hardcore games, Hunger Games, hardcore games, whatever it's called. I don't really care, and neither do you, or maybe you do. And if that's the case, then let me know what you prefer it to be called. Hunger Games, hardcore games, same thing to me, but this is a gameplay that was a little ridiculous to me. And I was playing with AMP1520. We were both playing this game about, I don't know, 5 years ago, whatever that is. I don't even know. It was like 2015-ish time frame, 2014. I'm not really sure. But this is a very old gameplay. And there's about, I don't know, 15 people or so you may have seen on the screen. It wasn't that many. And we got off to a really good start where we got some kills and we hunted down some players, and then we went to the feast and no one was there, and we won the feast. And you can imagine when the feast win the game. And then we had a mod that randomly came in, I kind of forget which mod, and they made a little end of game thing for us to do. And we had a horse fight. And I'll just let everyone watch that at the end of the video. It was pretty ridiculous. And I might make it into a quick clip. I don't know. We'll see. But today, I want to talk about something. Tech1421, you want to talk about something? What do you want to talk about? Well, thanks for asking, fans out there. I was going to say chat. People say that in Twitch. What do you want me to do, chat? Well, there's no chat on a YouTube video. It's just the comment section. And I've been thinking about doing Twitch lately because I think that would be kind of fun. So there's going to be multiple questions in this video as far as questions go. And if you want to answer the questions down below in the comment section, then that'd be great. And I want to know, should I do Twitch? Is it worth it? Will people watch? What game should I play? Etc, etc, etc. But today I also want to talk about just discontinued YouTube channels and TV shows to that nature. And I bring this up because I was just going through YouTube feeds and just watching videos about like Pokemon, and I've been playing Fall Guys lately, and I was looking up different like strategies or different channels to watch around Fall Guys because it's a hilarious game to play, and I've been enjoying that. I've been playing that a lot lately, and it reminds me a lot of Hunger Games and MCPVP and all that. Just the whole battle royale type of thing, elimination type game, and it just kind of fits the kind of games I enjoy playing. So I've been playing a lot of Fall Guys lately, and I was looking over YouTube, and randomly I saw a video from Nanners, who I used to watch a lot of back when I was in high school, and I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this game probably watched Nanners back in the day as well. And I'm like, Nanners, like, I don't think he's posted a video in like 3 years. I'm like, okay, let's watch this. And sure enough, he's like, yeah, sorry, I just kind of wanted to do other things, and which is completely reasonable, and I support him for that and all that stuff. But yeah, so it got me thinking, like, okay, what are all these other channels that I used to watch that I really enjoyed watching that kind of just stopped posting videos? And I feel like I kind of did the same thing. So, and how disappointing it was for me. Like, I completely understand it from their perspective that they didn't want to do YouTube anymore, because I was in the same vote. Like, I just kind of stopped doing it. I got burnt out. I made over 1,000 videos in the course of like 3 years, and it's tough growing a channel, and it's tough keeping up with content and making, just doing all the stuff, editing. I always hated editing. It was really fun to play the game. It was really fun to record the game. It's fun to see the final product of the video itself. But editing the gameplay was always just super frustrating to me and time consuming and all that. On the other hand, AMP1520, who is in this game, as I mentioned, he loved editing, and now he's working as kind of an editor and all that stuff, so that's great. So I always thought, what if we had a channel to ourselves back in the day? How we would have grown if it was just the two of us and one channel. I don't know if that would have worked, because we both had our style of editing and what we enjoyed doing on YouTube. I would do lots of Pokemon stuff on the side, and he was pretty strictly just doing the Minecraft stuff. He did some other things as well, but yeah, I don't know if that would have worked. I never really talked to him about that, but maybe if you're watching this, Aiden, I don't know. But he's kind of another. Wow, I just went on like a 3-minute long coughing tangent. I promise I don't have COVID. It's just I'm not used to recording and talking to a mic for this long and not pausing for anything, because I'm out of touch with recording stuff, so don't blame me. But yeah, it was just weird. The whole thing I wanted to talk about was just cancelation, that's not a word, of different YouTube channels, and how sad I was when people just stopped recording things, like channels that I would watch pretty religiously, like they were TV shows. And it's different than a show canceling, because TV show, you have this like particular budget, maybe you're on a particular network, and they'll announce it. They'll be like, sorry, we're canceling our show, and it stinks, you know, especially if they're in like they ended on like a cliffhanger or something. But sometimes you can see it coming, sometimes not. You'll be disappointed, but at least you get that little bit of a closure kind of thing, that like, okay, they ended their show. These are the reasons why they ended the show. And now I can move on and watch something else or whatever. But for YouTube channels, it's a particular person or people or group of people, whatever have you. And when they just stop posting videos out of nowhere, you get a little sad. And if I made anyone sad by stop posting videos just randomly without any explanation, I apologize. And I know there are people out there that stop posting videos without any explanation, and I forgive you. You don't need my forgiveness, I know, but I understand and why different people stop doing things. But I wanted to talk about some TV shows that disappointed me that ended early. I don't have a lot to talk about, but there are 3 that kind of stick out to me that I've been watching recently, and then they just ended, and I was disappointed. So the first one on my list is Lodge 49. I think it's 49. Lodge 49? I think. But it was this show that was on AMC, I think. And I think they're either 2 or 3 seasons in. And I watched the first season live, and then there was like, I took like a year or 2 break from not watching it at all. And then I saw that it was on Netflix, or it was either Netflix or Hulu. I think it was Hulu, actually. And I watched it, and it was great. And I'm like, okay, when's the next season coming out? Lodge 49 canceled. I'm like, oh my gosh, great, awesome. Maybe they'll get picked up from another network, who knows. But I thought that show was great. You know, it was funny. It was one of those like mystery things going on. They ended up on another cliffhanger like they did every single season, and it was good. I really enjoyed watching that show. So that was one. Another show is Colony. One of the main actors from Lost, I forget his name, but he played Sawyer. Was it Sawyer on Lost? And kind of a long-hair-ish guy. And there was another character on Colony. She played Lori in Walking Dead. So it was like 2 of my favorite shows of all time, like main-ish characters coming together for what I thought was a pretty interesting plot. And they canceled the show after like 3 or 4 seasons, and I was watching it on Netflix, and I was really into it. And it was, you know, it wasn't that great. of a show. I'd give it like 6 or 7 out of 10. But I wanted to continue watching the show, and they canceled it, and it was really disappointing. Another show that I actually didn't really watch too much of, but I when I look up lists of greatest TV shows and stuff, Firefly, people were devastated when that show canceled. And I've watched a couple episodes of that, and I mean, it's okay, but I can understand why people were so sad that it ended so early. The number one on my list, though, is Heroes. And Heroes was a great show. I watched that in high school, and it was amazing. And there were so many different characters being developed, like every episode, every season, new characters being introduced, different plot twists going on. And they just they ended it on so many plot twists and cliffhangers, and they just canceled the show. And then 5, 6, 7 years later, they're like, okay, we're gonna come back with Heroes Reborn, and then they canceled that after a season. They had 13 episodes, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna cancel Heroes Reborn, and it's like Heroes Reborn wasn't as good as regular Heroes, but they had some of the same characters on. And it was pretty good, and I watched it, I enjoyed it, and I'm like, okay, season 2 Heroes Reborn, let's go. And then they canceled that. So that was disappointing. So and there's other ones, there's other TV shows out there that just ended too soon, and it's disappointing. And yeah, so that's all I want to talk about for this game. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay in the background, some kind of clarification on what happened. I actually won the horse fight. I knocked Amp off of the ledge, and I won, but because I think he was Stomper or something like that, and I was a kit that you die from fall damage, I fell off after I knocked him off. He survived the fall. I did not survive the fall. So technically he's the winner of the game, but really we all know who the real winner was, and that was me. And that's all you need to know. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I'll see everyone later. Peace.